Before memory fades or eyesight dims, something even more vital begins to fail first: your legs. Long before the first prescription bottle appears on your counter, your body is already sending quiet warnings. And it starts with strength. More specifically, the strength in your lower body. What most people don't realize is that the first true signal of aging and functional decline begins not in the mind, but in the legs. The weakening of your legs is not a cosmetic issue. It's not just about muscle tone or appearance. It's a clinical red flag, a biological siren that your body is losing its resilience. The muscles in your legs are the largest in your entire body. Your quadriceps, hamstrings, glutes, and calves together make up the foundation of movement, balance, and circulation. When they weaken, it's not just about difficulty standing up or walking stairs. It marks the beginning of a downward spiral: reduced metabolism, slower blood flow, joint instability, and a greater risk of falls. And what's even more troubling is that this muscle loss can begin as early as your 30s and 40s, accelerating with each decade. By the time you reach your 60s or 70s, you may have lost up to 30 to 40% of your muscle mass, most of it from your legs. This condition is called sarcopenia. It's not just a natural part of aging, it's a disease of neglect. And unlike gray hair or wrinkles, it's reversible, but only if you act with intention. The legs are metabolically active tissue. They burn more calories, regulate more hormones, and support more blood flow than almost any other region of the body. They are also deeply connected to your nervous system. When your leg strength diminishes, so does your mobility, your confidence, and eventually your independence. This is why hospitals use gait speed and leg strength as predictors of life expectancy. The slower and weaker your legs become, the more vulnerable your entire body becomes. But here is where it turns around. Leg strength doesn't just depend on exercise, it depends on what you feed your muscles, your joints, your blood vessels, and your nerves. Because just as inactivity causes them to fade, nourishment can bring them back to life. The right foods can repair micro tears and muscle fibers, rebuild collagen in joints, and even reactivate blood flow where it's been compromised for years. You don't need powders, injections, or gym memberships. You need targeted, powerful nutrition that reaches the body where it needs it most: your legs. Food is not passive. It's a biological messenger. The moment it enters your body, it begins to send signals to reduce inflammation, to build new tissue, to regulate your hormones, and to protect your mitochondria. And when you give your body the right foods, at the right time, it doesn't just maintain your leg strength, it multiplies it. Your legs are not failing you, they're simply waiting to be nourished. The problem isn't aging, the problem is undernourishment and misunderstanding. You don't need to be younger, you need to be wiser with what you put on your plate. Today we explore 6 powerful foods, each one scientifically shown to support leg strength, reduce inflammation, and promote the hormonal signals that preserve muscle and protect your independence. These aren't superfoods, they're survival foods. Because the truth is this: the quality of your legs determines the quality of food number 1 for muscle power your life. And now you have a chance to eat in a way that supports both. Your legs bear the entire weight of your body. They carry you through every room, every hallway, every step of your life. And yet, they are also the first to suffer in silence when the body begins to falter. Why do the legs weaken before anything else? The answer lies in how your body allocates its resources and how modern life deprives your lower body of the signals it needs to remain strong. The muscles in your legs require constant activation to stay healthy. They thrive on resistance, blood flow, and nutrient delivery. But in today's sedentary routines, we sit for hours at desks, on couches, in cars. The signal that once told your body to build and preserve leg muscle is replaced with silence, and the body responds accordingly. It begins to break down muscle fibers it no longer thinks you need. Blood vessels constrict, nerve connections fade, mitochondria slow. This is not aging, it's biological adaptation to stillness. On top of this, hormonal changes accelerate the problem. As you age, your testosterone, estrogen, and growth hormone levels begin to drop. These hormones aren't just related to energy or mood. They directly control how well your body builds and repairs muscle. At the same time, cortisol, the stress hormone, begins to rise more easily and stay elevated longer. Chronic cortisol suppresses muscle protein synthesis and promotes fat accumulation in place of strength. And where does it show up first? The legs. There's another layer. As circulation decreases to the lower extremities, oxygen and nutrients can no longer reach your muscles efficiently. This leads to a condition known as chronic ischemia, starvation of muscle cells. It's why so many people over 60 begin to complain of heavy legs, slow walking, and a fear of stairs. It's not because they've aged beyond recovery, it's because the supply chain has been disrupted. But here's the encouraging truth. Muscle is one of the most metabolically adaptable tissues in the human body. You can rebuild it, you can restore blood flow, you can reverse sarcopenia, and you can do it naturally, starting with food. When you nourish your body with nutrient-dense, anti-inflammatory, blood-oxygenating foods, the results are profound. You reduce oxidative stress in your leg muscles. You rebuild protein chains necessary for contraction and stability. You enhance nerve signaling that improves coordination. And you reignite mitochondrial energy that powers every step you take. Your legs aren't aging too fast or being ignored too long. But the solution is already in your kitchen. Because just as food can damage, it can also deliver protein, deliver circulation, deliver restoration. In the next section, we begin our journey through 6 foods. Each one selected not because it's trendy, but because it speaks directly to the needs of your legs. Foods that heal, that strengthen, that empower. If there is a root that grows deep in the soil, rich in color, and even richer in power, a food that doesn't just nourish but transforms, that food is the beet. And if your legs feel heavy, cold, tired, or slow, this is the food your body may be quietly pleading for. Beets are one of the most scientifically studied natural vasodilators in the plant kingdom. They are rich in dietary nitrates, compounds that convert into nitric oxide inside the body. Nitric oxide is a biological signal, a messenger molecule that tells your blood vessels to relax and open. When that happens, blood flow increases. And when blood flow increases, your legs wake up. Poor circulation is one of the silent saboteurs of leg strength. Without enough oxygen-rich blood reaching the lower extremities, muscles fatigue faster, nerve signals weaken, and joints grow stiff. It's why so many people describe their legs as sluggish or numb without any clear diagnosis. The vessels are constricted. The supply chain is bottlenecked. Beets by increasing nitric oxide restore that flow. But the benefit goes deeper than just circulation. Better blood flow means better delivery of oxygen, amino acids, glucose, and micronutrients to your leg muscles. Food number 2 for nerve strength means faster recovery after walking, less soreness after climbing stairs, and more stamina when standing. In clinical trials, beetroot juice has been shown to improve walking distance in patients with peripheral artery disease, a condition where clogged vessels starve the legs of blood. In healthy older adults, beets have been shown to improve gait speed, balance, and even mitochondrial efficiency. At the cellular level, beets help restore the machinery that powers your legs. They enhance ATP production, the molecule your muscles burn for energy. With more ATP, each step becomes easier, each movement more fluid. This isn't temporary stimulation, it's a biological recalibration. Beets also lower inflammation. Their deep red pigment comes from betalains, natural antioxidants that reduce oxidative stress in the muscles and joints. If your legs ache in the cold, swell after standing, or tighten without reason, these are signs of inflammatory stagnation, and beets help clear the path. There's also a hormonal benefit. Nitric oxide has been shown to indirectly support testosterone and estrogen balance by improving vascular function. In men, this supports muscle tone and performance. In women, it aids in circulation to the joints and pelvic floor. For both, it supports better sleep, sharper cognition, and more consistent energy, all of which contribute to stronger, more responsive legs. How you consume beets matters. Raw or roasted beets retain most of their nitrates. Beet juice is powerful but concentrated. Small amounts go a long way. Powdered beetroot, often found in functional nutrition products, offers a convenient way to boost nitric oxide daily. Even pickled beets carry some benefits, but beware of added sugars and preservatives. Pairing beets with vitamin C-rich foods like lemon or oranges can enhance nitrate absorption, and combining them with leafy greens like arugula or spinach can amplify their effects. This is not folk wisdom. It's clinical biochemistry rooted in nature's design. So when you think of beets, don't just think of color, think of current, of flow returning to where it's needed most. Think of warmth and cold feet, of power and tired legs, of life in places that felt numb. The next time your legs feel heavy or your steps feel slow, remember this. Strength is not always about muscle. It's about delivery. And beets are the food that delivers. In a silent war against aging, few things work as swiftly and thoroughly as chronic inflammation. It eats away at muscle fibers, stiffens joints, weakens circulation, and distorts hormone balance. And where does it strike first and hardest? The legs. Yet nature once again provides its own remedy, found not in a pharmacy, but in the sea. Sardines and their larger cousins like wild salmon are some of the most powerful anti-inflammatory foods known to science. Small but mighty, sardines are packed with omega-3 fatty acids, specifically EPA and DHA, essential fats that the human body cannot produce on its own. These molecules do more than lubricate joints or support heart health. They actively enter your cells and turn off inflammatory genes. They signal to your immune system, stand down, repair, rebuild. Inflammation in the legs often hides behind common symptoms: aching knees, restless calves, sore thighs, or even a burning sensation after walking. It might be labeled as arthritis, overuse, or simply getting older. But the true issue is almost always deeper. Inflammatory mediators begin to accumulate in the tissues, restricting mobility and disrupting mitochondrial energy production. Omega-3s help clear these chemical messengers, allowing muscles and joints to return to their natural state of fluidity. Sardines are also an exceptional source of vitamin D, a hormone-like nutrient essential for calcium absorption, muscle function, and bone density. Most people over 50 are chronically deficient in vitamin D, which weakens not just bones, but leg power itself. Without enough of it, your muscles cannot contract efficiently. This leads to instability, trembling, food number 3 for joint support, and even falls. Sardines, with their edible bones, also offer a unique combination of bioavailable calcium and vitamin D, making them a complete package for leg strength and skeletal protection. Then there's the protein. Every movement, every step, every squat begins with muscle fibers. And muscle fibers are built from amino acids. Sardines and salmon offer complete protein profiles, meaning they contain all 9 essential amino acids needed to rebuild and repair muscle tissue. But unlike red meat, do so without promoting excess acidity or inflammation. This makes them uniquely suited to those recovering from muscle loss, surgery, or hormonal shifts. For those concerned about hormones, and you should be, fatty fish support more than just physical strength. The fats found in sardines help regulate insulin, lower cortisol, and support the production of sex hormones like estrogen and testosterone. This hormonal support translates into more stable energy, better sleep, and stronger responses to strength training or walking routines. In other words, the very hormones that protect your muscle mass are nourished directly by the fats in these fish. Wild-caught salmon offers similar benefits, with an extra boost of AEX astaxanthin, a marine antioxidant that fights oxidative stress in the mitochondria. This is especially important in leg muscles, which contain high levels of type 1 fibers that rely on oxygen. When oxidative stress is high, fatigue follows. When it's controlled, endurance returns. Don't be misled by the size of the sardine. Inside this small fish is a library of nutrients designed to protect your muscle, bone, blood, and brain. Whether fresh, canned in olive oil, or grilled with herbs, they are one of nature's most efficient healing foods. If you're looking to walk farther, stand longer, or climb stairs without pain, this is not just a suggestion, it's a prescription. Sardines are not just food, they are protection. They are strength in edible form. There's a mineral most people don't think about until their legs start cramping in the middle of the night, until their calves tighten after a walk, until their feet twitch without reason. That mineral is magnesium, and it's hiding in a food so small, so unassuming, most people sweep it off their plate without a thought. The pumpkin seed. But don't let its size deceive you. Pumpkin seeds, also known as pepitas, are among the most magnesium-rich foods on Earth, and magnesium is the silent conductor of muscular strength, nerve health, and energy production. When magnesium is deficient, muscles stiffen, signals misfire, legs fatigue faster, recovery slows, and sleep, your deepest opportunity for repair, becomes shallow and fragmented. The legs require more magnesium than almost any other part of the body. Why? Because they're in constant motion, holding up the weight of your frame, adjusting your posture, and firing the largest muscle groups. Every step, every contraction, every balance correction relies on magnesium to regulate calcium and potassium within the muscle cells. It is the mineral of motion, and when you're low, your legs will let you know. Pumpkin seeds are not just high in magnesium, they deliver it in a form the body can actually absorb. Just one handful provides nearly 40% of your daily requirement. And it's not just about avoiding cramps. Magnesium helps relax blood vessels, improving circulation to your extremities. It lowers blood pressure, supports glucose metabolism, and enhances insulin sensitivity. Key factors in preserving leg endurance and strength. But there's more. Magnesium also plays a critical role in modulating the stress response. High cortisol, the stress hormone, drains magnesium stores rapidly. When you're under chronic stress or sleeping poorly, your body begins to leak this mineral like a punctured vessel. The result? You wake with tightness in your hamstrings, stiffness in your ankles, heaviness in your thighs, and no amount of stretching seems to help. Pumpkin seeds offer a solution that's both nutritional and hormonal. They help refill your magnesium stores while providing healthy fats and tryptophan, an amino acid that helps boost serotonin and promote restful sleep. Better sleep equals better recovery, and better recovery equals stronger, more stable legs. These seeds also contain zinc, another trace mineral often overlooked, but essential for testosterone production and immune health. In men, low zinc levels correlate with reduced leg strength and slower muscle repair. In women, zinc supports estrogen balance and prevents bone demineralization. Food number 4 for muscle repair, particularly in the hips and lower body. And don't forget the fiber. Pumpkin seeds contain both soluble and insoluble fibers, supporting gut health and blood sugar control. When your blood sugar is stable, your energy doesn't crash mid-afternoon, and your legs don't suddenly feel like lead. It's a whole-body feedback loop, and it starts with what you eat. How do you add them to your routine? It's simple. A tablespoon on your morning oats, a sprinkle in your salad, ground into smoothies, roasted as an evening snack. Unlike supplements, whole pumpkin seeds deliver these nutrients in perfect synergy. Magnesium alongside zinc, healthy fats with protein, amino acids with fiber, nothing isolated, nothing artificial, just the way nature intended. If your legs are sending you signals, cramping, tightening, tiring, it may not be weakness, it may be depletion. And pumpkin seeds are nature's reply. Not loud, not flashy, but deeply effective. Strength doesn't always come from what you lift. Sometimes it comes from what you replenish. And magnesium is the first mineral to go missing when life becomes heavy. Pumpkin seeds bring it back one handful at a time. In the vast world of superfoods, lentils are often overshadowed by flashier names. But when it comes to rebuilding leg strength, supporting blood flow, and preserving muscle as we age, few foods are more deserving of attention. The leg muscles thrive on nourishment that sustains energy, supports red blood cell formation, and builds structural resilience. And lentils do all three, quietly, effectively, and completely. Lentils are a plant-based powerhouse packed with complex carbohydrates, iron, zinc, and protein. They offer the foundational materials your muscles need to function and repair. For anyone who experiences leg fatigue during the day, or whose muscles feel weak after minor exertion, this is often not just a symptom of aging. It's a sign of anemia or nutrient depletion. And lentils address that at the root. Iron is a critical component of hemoglobin, the protein in your red blood cells that carries oxygen from your lungs to your tissues. When iron is low, oxygen delivery suffers. And because your legs are the furthest point from your heart, they're often the first to feel it. Heavy thighs, cold feet, breathless steps. These are not just circulatory issues, they're nutritional alerts. Lentils, especially when paired with vitamin C-rich foods, offer a plant-based form of iron that supports oxygenation and reduces that lead and leg sensation that so many people over 50 begin to describe. But lentils are not just about iron. They also provide zinc, a mineral essential for cellular repair, immune defense, and testosterone balance. While often associated with the common cold, zinc plays a central role in muscle synthesis and hormonal recovery. In seniors, zinc deficiencies are associated with frailty, poor wound healing, and reduced physical endurance. Lentils supply a steady, plant-based dose that supports leg regeneration without spiking blood sugar or stressing digest. And then there's the protein. 1 cup of cooked lentils provides roughly 18 grams of high-quality plant-based protein. That's more than enough to support post-exercise recovery or to rebuild weakened muscle fibers throughout the day. Unlike animal protein, lentils come with fiber, soluble and insoluble, which supports healthy digestion, improves blood sugar control, and feeds the beneficial gut bacteria that play a hidden but powerful role in muscle metabolism and inflammation control. The fiber also slows glucose absorption, preventing energy crashes and insulin spikes that can weaken your legs during the day. If you've ever felt strong in the morning but drained by mid-afternoon, that may not be about exertion. It may be about blood sugar. Lentils stabilize this with every bite, creating a sustained energy release that your legs can rely on. From a hormonal perspective, lentils help regulate estrogen metabolism. In women, this is critical for preserving bone density in the hips and legs, especially after menopause. In men, lentils support insulin sensitivity and help reduce the conversion of testosterone to estrogen, a common issue with aging that leads to muscle loss and fat gain in the lower body. Cooked with garlic, turmeric, or cumin, lentils become even more healing.